Hello guys, and welcome back to another Going Medieval episode. So today we're going to work on getting another one of these buildings built and decorating it with a new workshop. We also have some farming stuff to do and some other tasks as well. It's currently winter, so we have this to basically complete, and then hopefully by spring we'll be able to have a little bit more room as well as some extra projects in the works. Alright, so the first thing that I needed to do, kind of move some of these settlers around. I am currently using small rooms like this. I might double up some of these rooms to make some extra places for settlers. So, like, the library could be moved upstairs, the dining room, and expanding the kitchen. But at the first, we started working on just getting that building footprint out. I figured this would be a good time. We do have to chop down quite a bit of trees, so this will be kind of a constant thing that we'll be working on. Once we got the general footprint built, we started working on the upstairs floor where the settlers will be living. It's very similar design to the other one that we made. And we'll have a little workshop down below. After they started working on the workshop, I started to have some problems with the wildlife actually eating the food that we're cooking outside. So I wanted to go ahead and see if we can't move that inside, but yeah, I was actually thinking I usually go ahead and put things on the outside in a surrounded wall. So we might be able to do that. Yeah, so again, I tried moving it inside and nothing really worked. It had a impact on the production speed, so we'll have to have it in an outdoor space, but kind of a detached room with not a full roof. So the best idea was to start building a little area over here, and we'll have some of our construction or exterior room things built in here. So we'll have our smokery, our smithy, and a few other things. After we did that, I wanted to go ahead and get some of the roofs on and decorate the roofs a little bit differently. We did this quite a bit, just changing the material and the shape. We also hunted a couple wolves. We were able to hunt actually one and actually kill it. The other one kind of got away though. But yeah, it wasn't really too hard to actually do this. It was within range, but we did manage to knock it out just before it got outside of the barrier. Kept missing though, so I don't know how he's going to help himself during an attack, really. But we did get it. And they were just working on the upstairs floor and going weird routes around to fill up those things, but hey, they're actually getting the place done, so I am pretty impressed with the AI now. So you can pretty much leave them to their own accord and they'll do whatever they need to do in the order that should be done. So we also expanded the kitchen, so I chopped out that wall, put some supports in for temporary until I could get a actual beam in, and then fix the floor up, and then we were able to expand our kitchen a little bit more because we'll need that extra space. And might as well I had to tell the settler to actually build all the things because he kept wanting to go somewhere else, but I mean, he was right there, so he kept going to the wood pile and stuff. But I did get the floor finished. I figured it wouldn't be too much to just get that done. And they were already working on pretty much the upper floor. I started putting in a kiln. That's a new workstation for us. We can make dung bricks now because we have a lot of dung. It's just not being processed, so we can actually make dung bricks, which is used for fuel. And yeah, we've been chopping down trees and stuff like that too, trying to get as much resources as we can for this building project. After that, we could actually start moving things in, so I moved the woodworking stuff in to the workshop there, and I decided to knock out these few walls in the part where the bedrooms used to be, and we're going to be turning those into a dining room area. And the library is probably going to be turned into the dining room area as well. We need a little bit more room for that. So upstairs we put the library instead, which is a pretty good amount of space for now until we get a little bit more workstations, but for now it's probably going to fit our needs. Thankfully I just needed to look down and bring it up to the next floor, so we were able to move all the shelves and books up pretty easily. And yeah, so we got that part done, and then we were able to start working on a few other things. But just a few more bookshelves. So the great dining room, or great, I think it's called the Great Hall. So we were able to knock out that other wall then, and move some of the torches around. We also furnished this place by putting some tables in and a few more seats. Again, this is just temporarily until we can get the great room set up. And there was some other decorations that I got from a supporter pack for the game, which provides some decorations like chess pieces and stuff. So I don't know if those count as actual decorations, but we will be experimenting with them in this Great Hall to see if this actually counts or not for making it a Great Hall, but I'm not sure for certain. And after that we had a raid, but this is not your traditional raid. It's kind of like a pack of wild animals. This is something new that they added. I didn't expect that we would get this so soon, but I wasn't really sure what was going on. I did manage to get everyone in their positions just in case, and then, well, nothing really happened. They didn't advance or anything like that. I guess they were too far away. If they were closer, they were probably advanced to our settlement, but because they were up on the hills far away from our settlers, they just kind of chilled up there, so we didn't have to really worry about them too much or even engage in them. Eventually I told all our settlers to kind of just go to bed, and they did, and I hoped for the best, and eventually they left, so it was actually interesting. But yeah, unfortunately these are like a pack of wild dogs, so I didn't really want to kill them, but I mean, if they attacked, obviously I would, but I tried to protect our own dog because there was it was exposed and kept going in and out of the rooms, but eventually I just decided to call it off and tell everyone to go to bed. And yeah, shortly after, they just kind of slept for a while, just chilled. I mean, most relaxed raid ever, right? And yeah, eventually they just got up and left, so it was actually really shortly after this when they decided to leave. But we kept our eye on them for the moment, to make sure that they didn't advance in the morning. When they got up in the middle of the night before any other wild animals got up, I was thinking that they were going to progress into a raid, but yeah, they just kind of left. So I guess there is a time period to it. They'll eventually leave if nothing happens, which is good, because that would kind of bite if they just stayed on the map. But I mean, in RimWorld, that's kind of how things work in some of the things, like the DLCs and stuff. You have to go deal with it eventually, but yeah, eventually they left. So the next project was, we're getting it closer to spring. We might even be in spring now, and we needed to start working on getting a new farm set up because we took down our older one. So over here I'm going to have basically cabbage and barley. We also got a new settler here, so accepted them, and we got most of it all completed. There was just something I wanted to put berry bushes in here and get that all sorted out, but we got that building pretty much built. It's looking really good. We got our wood workshop down below and another room off to the side for our odds and ends for things like that. We also got that building that we made last episode, and We also made the Great Hall. Well, it's not fully a Great Hall yet. We still need to add some banners and stuff. And our kitchen is expanded and a few other things. So yeah, we were pretty productive today. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, rate the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.